Hello everyone, let us continue our discussion about optical isomerism. In last video, I said that optical isomers are compounds which differ only in one property, that is their action on plane polarized light. Their optical activities are different. So let us first check these two terms, plane polarized light and optical activity. Ordinary ray of light vibrates in all directions. When such light is passed through certain filters like Nicol prism, the emergent light vibrates only in one direction. Such a light is called as plane polarized light. Take a look at this picture. The light from source is vibrating in all directions. Such a light is called as unpolarized light. When it is passed through certain filters like Nicol prism, now see emergent light, it is vibrating only in one direction. So we'll call it as plane polarized light. It is observed that when such plane polarized light is passed through solution of certain organic compounds, the plane polarized light gets rotated through certain angle. Take a look at this picture. Plane polarized light is vibrating perpendicular to plane of propagation. After passing through organic compound, the plane polarized light has changed its angle. Now it is not perpendicular but it is vibrating with angle. This property of organic compound to rotate the plane of plane polarized light is called as optical activity. But not all compounds rotate the plane of plane polarized light. Look at this picture. When plane polarized light is passed through certain organic compounds, no rotation is observed. So which compounds show optical activity? In last video, I said that the compounds which contain chiral carbon show optical activity. However, this is oversimplification of the concept. The main condition for compound to be optically active is it should be chiral. That is, molecule as a whole should be asymmetric. No doubt, when compound contains chiral carbon, it is asymmetric. However, it is possible that compound contains chiral carbon and still it is optically inactive. On the other hand, it is also possible that compound does not contain any chiral carbon and still it is optically active. But this part you will learn in higher classes. So it is perfectly fine to start with saying that if compound contains chiral carbon, it is chiral and it will show optical isomerism. Let us check first situation if compound contains one chiral carbon. Now you know that if carbon is attached to 4 different groups, we call it as chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon. If compound contains one chiral carbon, it can exist in two forms, which are mirror images of each other and they are non-superimposable. These two forms, we call them as enantiomers. Enantiomers are optical isomers which rotate the plane of plane polarized light in equal amounts but in opposite direction. Polarimeter is an instrument used to measure optical activity. Suppose in a sample tube of polarimeter, lactic acid is kept. Lactic acid contains one chiral carbon. So it will exist in two forms A and B. When plane polarized light is passed through solution of lactic acid, one enantiomer, say A, will rotate plane of plane polarized light to right and the other enantiomer B will rotate the plane to left. Thus, in general, when compound contains one chiral carbon, it exists as pair of enantiomer. One isomer or one enantiomer rotates the plane in right direction or in clockwise direction and it is called as dextrorotatory and it is denoted as small d or by plus sign. The other isomer, that is other enantiomer, rotates the plane in left direction or anti-clockwise direction. It is called as levorotatory and it is denoted by small l or negative sign. Now imagine what will happen if we take mixture of equal amount of dextrorotatory and levorotatory enantiomers of a compound. Dextrorotatory form will rotate the plane polarized light to right, and the levorotatory form will rotate it to left. So the effect produced by D will be nullified by L. This mixture of equal amounts of D and L form is called as racemic mixture, and it is optically inactive due to external compensation. Now let us consider case number 2. If compound contains two chiral carbons. In such case, two possibilities are there. First is both chiral carbons are dissimilar, and the second one is both chiral carbons are similar. So let us start with stereochemistry of compound containing two dissimilar chiral carbons. Let us take example of 3-bromo-2-butanol. It has two chiral carbons. Take a look at this slide. Carbon number 2 and 3 are chiral as they are attached to 4 different groups. For your convenience, 4 groups are highlighted with different colors. Okay. So how many stereoisomers are possible? Total 4. That means 3-bromo-2-butanol can exist in 4 different forms, which are stereoisomers, more precisely optical isomers of each other. The 4 forms are shown with Roman number 1, 2, 3 and 4. Out of which, look at pair 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. What is your impression? Yes, they are non-superimposable mirror images of each other. That means they are pair of enantiomers. But then check these pairs. What is relation of 1 with 3 or 1 with 4? Similarly, what is relation of 2 with 3 and 2 with 4? Are they mirror images? If you look minutely, answer is no. Thus, stereoisomers of one molecule which do not relate with each other as mirror and object are called as diastereomers. I have introduced to you two new terms, enantiomers and diastereomers. So let us compare between enantiomers and diastereomers. Enantiomers are optical isomers which are non-superimposable mirror images of each other, whereas diastereomers are also non-superimposable, but they are non-mirror images of each other. Molecule even with one chiral carbon can have enantiomers, but for diastereomer there must be at least two chiral carbons. Enantiomers rotate the plane of plane polarized light by same amount but in opposite direction. Diastereomers rotate the plane of plane polarized light by different amounts generally and in different directions. Enantiomers may have same physical properties like melting point, boiling point, density, etc. On the other hand, diastereomers may have considerable difference in physical properties. Enantiomers have same chemical reactivity and different rate of reactions with other optically active compounds. However, diastereomers slightly differ in chemical reactivity and rate of reactions with other optically active compounds. Enantiomers cannot be separated by fractional distillation or crystallization. On the other hand, diastereomers can be separated by fractional distillation or crystallization. So let us now move to other condition, that is stereochemistry of compounds containing two similar chiral carbons. Means what? Take a look at tartaric acid. Though it contains two chiral carbon, the 4 different groups attached to each chiral carbon are same, right? How many stereoisomers are possible? Rule says that 2 raised to n, where n is equal to number of chiral carbons. Here 2 chiral carbons means 2 raised to 2 means 4 stereoisomers are possible, which are shown in slide. You will say that out of 4, 1 and 2 are pair of enantiomer and 3 and 4 are also pair of enantiomer. But there is a hitch. Look at structure 3 and 4. Are these two arrangements different? Answer is no. These are same arrangement. By rotating 3 through 180 degree, you will get 4. Thus, tartaric acid exists only in 3 forms, out of which 1 and 2 are pair of enantiomer and 3 is called as mesoform. Now you will get irritated. Why new term? Why we cannot call it as simply diastereomer? Then look at arrangement. At start of discussion, I said that for compound to be optically active, it should be chiral. Means it should not contain any symmetry. Arrangement 3 has plane of symmetry. Means if you cut molecule across the horizontal plane, the two parts are equal. So we call such arrangement as mesoform. This form is optically inactive. This is because the rotation produced by upper half of the molecule is nullified by the rotation produced by lower half. Thus, mesoform is optically inactive due to internal compensation. What is relation of mesoform with 1 and 2? Mesoform is a chiral diastereomer of 1 and 2. The physical properties of mesoform differs considerably. Mesoform and racemic mixtures are two instances where even though compound contains chiral carbon, it will not show optical activity. So with this, we have completed our discussion on optical isomerism. In last 3 videos, we have covered 2 types of stereoisomers, geometrical isomers and optical isomers. In next video, we will cover one more important aspect, that is nomenclature of stereoisomers.